The bus hums a low, steady drone beneath me, a rubber-wheeled bass note against fading daylight. Fields roll past in long green phrases, stitched with fences and occasional trees soloing against the sky. Condensation gathers at the window's edge, tiny planets forming and vanishing with each breath I leave. Towns appear, then dissolve, clusters of red roofs and gas stations slipping behind like half-remembered choruses. Inside luggage rattles in syncopation, soft conversations blending into a gentle, shifting wash of human noise. Once journeys like this felt suspended, dead time between real chapters, sentences stuck waiting for verbs. Now each passing kilometer writes a small expansion, stretching the map folded too tightly in my chest. Your playlist lingers in my headphones, muted sax and piano trading phrases over brushed, unhurried drums. The melody finds cracks in my armor, pouring through the seams to pool in quiet corners outside. The horizon widens as buildings thin, a slow reveal of distant ridgelines painted in blue. I watch telephone poles advance, then retreat, reliable guardians escorting our movement through fields of maybe. A child across the aisle sleeps open-mouthed, head bumping the glass and innocent, trusting rhythm I envy, that easy surrender. The belief that someone competent always guides this rumbling forward motion. Yet tonight, responsibility feels less like weight, more like a chance to choose my own direction. The sun smears itself along the edge of earth, a final brass flourish before slipping backstage. Shadows grow tall in soft cloaking mistakes and small embarrassments, in a compassionate, forgiving monochrome. I realize I am not being carried away from anything, only further into a wider frame. When the driver dims the cabin lights, the window becomes a mirror laid over fading silhouettes of hills. I see my face aligned with the distant line where land kisses sky. And for once, they both seem ready to meet.
The last colors leak from the sky, leaving deep indigo pooling above the quiet, breathing rooftops. Windows flicker on one by one, a constellation of domestic galaxies orbiting around dinners, arguments, soft reconciliations. Street lights cast long amber rivers down the avenues, guiding late walkers and restless thoughts towards uncertain destinations. I lean against the balcony rail, elbows cold, watching the city exhale. Another day into memory. Darkness meant contraction, walls closing in, Imagination turning corridors into trapdoors and mirrors into accusations. Tonight the nightline feels porous, stitched loosely with stars and plain light, drifting across the upper measures. The horizon hides behind neighboring buildings, yet I sense its curve, patient, encompassing, just beyond my sight. Jazz spills from a radio inside, muted trumpets and tender piano, trading questions without urgent need for answers. The melody traces invisible paths above traffic, sketching escape routes that look strangely similar to staying. Your jacket hangs by the door, quiet evidence of return, of choosing this imperfect, expanding space together. We have learned to disagree without shrinking, to let silence lengthen until new understanding finds room to stand. Out here the city hums in low register, baseline of engines, distant trains, and humming neon veins. Above the sky holds its own arrangement, brushed darkness, sparse stars, and the occasional shimmering satellite phrase. I realize the boundary between here and whatever comes next has always been written in erasable ink. The night no longer closes the book, it simply turns the page with slower, more deliberate hands. Breathing in the cool air, I feel my chest echo the unseen curve of the world. I am less certain, but more open, an instrument still tuning under patient, generous, infinite blue-black ceilings. When you step onto the balcony, our shoulders almost touch, two quiet notes aligning along the same widening line. Grass leans in the wind like an audience breathing together, long blades shimmering under hesitant sun. The path dissolves a few steps ahead, more suggestion than instruction, worn by earlier, braver feet. Once I needed clear signs and arrows, painted certainty guarding every corner of my trembling decisions. Now the absence of fences feels almost kind, a gentle trust extended to my faltering courage. Skylarks scatter notes into the broad air, tiny coalitions climbing higher than my former expectations dared. Clouds move without apology, rewriting shadows across the meadow, conducting slow change in moods over this living stage. I walk with hands out of my pockets, palms bare to whatever weather chooses my company. The horizon stretches in an easy arc, or threatening, simply there, waiting without demand. Your advice returns in fragments, fragments of rain and laughter, telling me to let questions breathe longer. I do not rush answers today, I let them wander among wildflowers, pollinating maybes with patient silence. Somewhere distant a tractor hums, baseline of labor grounding the dreaminess of all this open space. I taste dust and clover on the air, flavors of work and wonder mingling on my tongue. The more I look, the more I see subtle dips, hidden streams, small lives thriving unnoticed. My heart copies that habit, exploring corners I once kept shuttered, finding shy, resilient colors inside. Fear still walks beside me, but lighter now, pockets emptied of old ultimatums and deadlines. Together we watch the distance, not as enemy, but as vast staff waiting for our modest notes. When the wind shifts, I hear city echoes fade, replaced by the simple metronome of my steps. Each footfall writes a new measure, unfinished but honest, across the wide blank page of earth. By the time the sun leans westward, my gaze has learned to meet far edges without flinching. Fog hangs low over the moored boats, a gray shawl slipping slowly from the harbor's resting shoulders. Dark ropes creak like old hymns, tuning themselves, while gulls rehearse sharp harmonies above the sleeping water. A thermos warms my hands, little sun held close, while the real one hesitates behind clouds. I used to meet mornings with armor already braced for impact. Before the day drew breath, today I stand barefoot on cold boards, letting splinters and chill remind me I am present. The eastern sky smudges from slate to pale rose, tender colors describing feelings I never named aloud. Each gradual shift along that distant line feels like a soft-spoken promise. Careful, unforced, patient behind me. Warehouses loom like cords waiting for extensions. Blank faces hungry for brushstrokes of sound. A saxophone sighs from a nearby window. Someone practicing long tones against the thick air. The notes stretch outward, unafraid, reaching across water toward the line where mist meets brightening possibility. I sip, breathe, listen, letting the simple ritual widen my inner shoreline, grain by grain. Your memory sits quietly on the bench beside me, less ghost now, more companionable absence. We once believed begins required fireworks, dramatic cues to signal when life finally decided to start. Yet here with only soft color, shy sun and hesitant melody, something truer leans gently forward. The horizon clarifies as the fog thins, not with fanfare, just with steady, undeniable revelation. Boats blink awake one by one, cabin lights winking like sleepy agreements to face another day. I feel my own resolve flicker, then strengthen in rhythm with each lantern igniting along the docks. When the sun finally edges free, the water catches fire and scattered gold yet remains reassuringly cool. In that quiet blaze, I understand some thresholds are crossed simply by staying watching and allowing light to arrive. Puddles hold fragments of sunset, trembling mirrors kick gently by passing bikes and late pewters. Street lamps wake one by one along the pier, small moons stringing themselves over the quiet harbor. Rain has rinsed the noise from everything, leaving wood, rope and rust smelling freshly honest tonight. I walk the planks alone, counting soft footfalls between distant gull cries and the harbor's sleeping machinery. Once this place felt like an ending, the edge where ambition dissolved into dark unanswering water. Now every reflected lamp stretches in liquid gold, thin bridges reaching outward towards some patient waiting elsewhere. Boats rock against their moorings like restless thoughts tugging at knots that have held for years. I recognize that rhythm in my chest, that gentle insistence to test the length of tether. Your messages sit unread for now, glowing on my phone like tiny insistent buoys of possibility. I am not running, only breathing, letting the tide of feeling rise without naming every wave. Somewhere beyond pulse, promising more than I can decipher. Jazz spills from a nearby doorway, brushed snare, rounded bass, a horn leaning into tender blue notes. The melody drifts across the damp board, sketching courage where words would only stumble and apologize. I stop between two lampposts framed in amber and let my shoulders drop, no longer guarding the unknown. The future might still carry storms, sudden tempests, shredding careful maps and practiced expectations without warning. Yet standing here with rain lacquered wood beneath and widening dusk ahead, I feel strangely willing to be surprised. I slip the phone back into my pocket gently, as if placing doubt upon a temporary shelf. Then I turn toward the faintest line of light, allowing my steps to answer questions my mouth cannot.
Trail unspools beneath my boots, gravel crunching a steady backbeat against the hush of early air. Pines rise like long green cords around us, stacked intervals framing pockets of sky in shifting shapes. Our conversation thins with the oxygen, words scattering behind us while breathing takes the lead, slow, insistent. The climb once felt like punishment, each switchback another accusation, measuring my limits with cruel precision. Today it feels like rehearsal for release, muscles remembering how to carry hope instead of dread. Shadows stagger and stretch as the sun tilts higher, painting the valley in hesitant gradients. You walk a few steps ahead, jacket flaring briefly in the wind like a flag of becoming. Stones loosen at the edge, tumbling down in soft applause for each brave upward intention. When we finally crest the ridge, clouds fall away like curtains, and the world spills open. Peak shoulder against one another in the distance, layer blues receding into a gentle endless fade below. Rivers glint like whispered secrets, threading forests and towns into one unlikely shimmering necklace of connection. My chest lifts without instruction, ribs widening to echo the vastness laid out quietly before us. I feel every former version of myself arrive, wide-eyed, gathering at this overlook, stunned into necessary silence. The horizon no longer reads as boundary, more like a staff awaiting notes we have yet to sing. You laugh breathless, spinning once with arms out as if to test how far joy travels. Wind rushes past our ears like brushed cymbals, teasing hair, tugging loose the last of our smallness. We share water from a scuffed bottle, sacrament of effort and shared elevation. Simple, astonishingly enough in this height-thin moment. Choices stretch wider than fear, spreading out like valleys, accepting morning. As we begin the descent, the view stays lodged inside, a long, steady line of courage to follow home.
Somewhere above the weather, the world compresses into patterns, toy rivers and careful grids of light. Cabin air hums against my ears, a constant chord beneath the scattered conversations and clinking ice. Clouds spread beneath the wing like slow-moving continents, white plains hiding stories I will never know. I used to hate this altitude, the held breath between departures and uncertain landings, heart tight rehearsing losses. Tonight, though, the window frames an unexpected tenderness, a curved line of earth glowing against velvet darkness. Cities flicker by like slow Morse code, messages in amber and pearl, hinting at lives crossing unseen. My reflection hovers over the glass, half transparent, overlapping coastlines that used to feel impossibly remote. Distance becomes shape rather than threat, a gentle arc reminding me the world keeps holding itself together. Turbulence nudges the fuselage, small tremors that once summoned panic now reading like syncopated drums. I exhale with a rhythm, letting tension drop into the aisle, an outdated carry-on finally abandoned. You sleep 2 seats away, headphones tilted, jaw unguarded, trust written plainly across your resting face. For years our plans avoided bold lines, choosing nearby exits instead of long sweeping trajectories toward elsewhere. Yet here we float between languages and time zones, carried forward by unseen engines and a shared decision. The horizon outside curves softly, no longer a wall but a cradle for all our maybes. Stars lean closer through thinner air, scattered notes waiting for melody, brushed cymbals under an enormous patient silence. I realized the ground was never solid certainty, only another perspective from which to misread tomorrow. Up here, surrounded by nothing familiar, my chest unexpectedly loosens, matching the arc of the distant glow. When the captain dims the lights, the darkness feels spacious, not empty, a room big enough for change. I close my eyes and picture landing, not as ending, but as one more gentle turnaround, this widening sphere. Salt drifts on the breeze, fine as dust on vinyl, while the shoreline draws its hesitant breath. Waves fold and unfold like quiet arguments resolved overnight, leaving only traces of foam and promise. Barefoot I follow the wet shimmer where water retreats, a moving mirror pulling my gaze outward. Seagulls loop above like careless signatures scribbled across the widening margin between sea and sky. The horizon waits a long unbroken sentence, finally ready to be read without fear or hurry. Once distance meant absence and ache, a measure of everything missing from my narrow inland days. Now it feels like invitation, an empty staff aching for chords, brushes and sighing saxophone phrases. Your laughter echoes faintly in shells at my feet, mixing with the hush of the tide. I remember us imagining borders at the waterline, pretending the world stopped where our courage did. But this morning the air is so transparent, even my excuses have nowhere left to hide. Fishing boats crawl along the edge of sight, tiny moving notes on the staff of water. I let my thoughts drift after them, no longer afraid they might never return. Unchanged, the sky deepens from pearl to softened blue, as if someone dialed up possibility by slow degrees. Breathing in, I feel ribs widen like curtains, making room for currents I cannot yet name. The future arrives not as thunder, only as clarity, a lifted fog revealing paths already present. Every incoming wave rewrites the sand with patience, erasing yesterday's footprints without resentment or regret. I practice the same gentle editing inside, loosening tight narratives, allowing wider margins around each memory. When the sun finally clears, the low clouds aligned between here and away glows tender gold, standing ankle deep in bright water. I understand what stretches beyond is not escape, but expanded home.
Neon ghosts fade from the wet asphalt as the first pale stripe of dawn carves upward. Rooftops line the frame like silent witnesses, antenna sketching crooked staves for invisible morning songs.
Coffee steam curls beside my fingers, a small private cloud before the sky becomes ours.
Far cranes freeze mid-gesture, metal giants pausing between yesterday's weight
and today's unnamed architectures.
Trains whisper beneath the streets, slow and cautious, as if afraid to disturb the growing hush.
I did not know my chest could widen with a glass floor to ceiling, breath to horizon.
The river flashes between buildings, a restless ribbon trying on colors it never dared yesterday. My doubts sit beside me,
Knees pulled close,
watching the distance unclench with reluctant curiosity. Billboards lose their power when the sun climbs higher, slogans paling against a genuine widening blue. Somewhere traffic lights still insist on ordering chaos, but up here the pattern feels forgiving, loose. Your absence lingers like late smoke, thin but noticeable, tracing where our conversations used to hang. Even so, each new angle of light sketches another possible future across this uneven skyline. I count distant windows,
tiny universes waking,
imagining strangers,
making similar truces with their fears.
A gull cuts across my reflection, stitching together glass sky and hidden water with one steady line. I realized the boundary was never concrete, only a story told by narrower rooms and nights. Today the city does not feel like a cage, more like an unfinished phrase awaiting harmony. I press my hand against the cool pane, greeting the farthest tower as patient companion, not rival in this unfolding panorama. Every rusted stairway and crooked alley suddenly qualifies as part of something vast. My heart, once folded like a secret note, opens slowly, aligning with the lengthening city line.
morning spills over distant fields, light stretching gently, loosening shadows that clung to yesterday alone. I stand breathing in the silence, hearing every color sharpen where the sky widens slowly. Questions that circle through the night scatter like birds not answered, yet somehow softer now. Each step forward tunes my heartbeat, brushing dust from dreams I feared were gone forever. Your voice returns on quiet wind, low and warm, naming hopes I never dared allow. We walked once under smaller skies, counting streetlights, mistaking corners for the world's edge then. Now rivers show their secret turns, silver threads revealing maps under my open chest tonight. I taste possibility in sunlight, cool like citrus, sweet like forgiveness. After long misunderstanding, finally, clouds drift without announcement, yet everything shifts. Chairs, windows, memories aligning toward some unnamed distance. If fear returns this evening, I will sit facing west, hands unclenched, listening beyond traffic. Love no longer means possession, only presence, the quiet promise to witness tomorrow unfolding. Patiently melodies arise from narrow alleys, brush cymbals, steady bass, a piano sketching windows with color. I hum along without knowing words, trusting breath to carry me over unseen thresholds wide. Somewhere you lean against another railing, watching similar light rearrange your familiar doubts as well. Maybe our paths will cross again, maybe not. Still this openness belongs to us both. The road still bends beyond my sight, but terror thins, replaced by electric curiosity within. I gather scattered versions of myself, forgiving detours, folding every failure into patient learning tonight. Skies burn orange, then violet, finally deep blue like ink, ready to record courage rising. When darkness settles, the widened view remains in sight, a lantern shaped exactly like breathing here. So I walk slowly into evening, carrying fresh distance in my chest, tender, bright within.